Every single month, something goes wrong with your toilet in the exact same way. The water backs up. You're plunging at midnight because of course the problem shows up when you need it least. You've called plumbers. You've bought chemicals that smell like a swimming pool had a fight with a science experiment. You've snaked the drain. And for a week, maybe 2 weeks, things are fine. Then it happens again. Same toilet, same spot, same frustration. I'm Mason, and I run Mason Pure Cleaning. I've spent years helping homeowners understand what's actually happening inside their homes, and this recurring toilet clog is one of the most misunderstood problems out there. People spend hundreds of dollars chasing something that doesn't exist, while completely missing what's actually broken. The worst part? The fix is sitting under your sink right now, and it costs almost nothing. If you're dealing with a toilet that keeps clogging in the same location, this video is going to save you real money. But more importantly, it's going to give you the ability to diagnose what's actually happening so you're not throwing cash at problems that don't exist. If you find this useful, consider subscribing so you get these solutions delivered straight to your feed. Let's dig into what's actually going on inside your toilet. The real problem is not what you think. Here's what most people believe happens when you flush. You pull the handle, and pressure forces water down through the pipes, like pushing something down a tube. It sounds logical, it feels right, but that's completely backwards. Your toilet doesn't push, it pulls. When you hit the handle, the tank empties. All of that water rushes into the bowl at the same time. It fills up a curved section of pipe that sits hidden behind the porcelain bowl, and that curve is critical. We call it the trap. Once the trap fills completely with water, something magical happens. You create a siphon. Think about sucking soda through a straw. The liquid flows over the top, and gravity pulls the rest along with it. That siphon is what actually moves waste through your plumbing. The water racing over the top of that curve pulls everything in the bowl down the line. That's your flush. The whoosh and swirl you hear is a siphon doing exactly what it's designed to do, and it accomplishes the whole job in about 4 or 5 seconds. Most people never realize that the water entering the bowl doesn't come from one giant hole. If you reach up under the rim where you never look, you'll feel a series of small angled openings. Those are rim jets, and they're absolutely critical to how your toilet works. Down near the bottom of the bowl, there's a larger opening pointing directly at the trap. That's the siphon jet. These openings work together to aim the water, spin it around the bowl, and build up the speed and momentum the siphon needs to grab hold and pull everything down. The difference between a strong flush and a weak one is the difference between these jets working properly and these jets being partially blocked. You can tell without any tools at all. A healthy flush swirls hard around the entire bowl, and the water level drops sharply at the end with a clean gulp. You hear it, you see it. A weak flush kind of lazily washes down one side. The water level rises before it falls. It moves like it's tired, like the toilet's giving up halfway through the job. If your flush looks weak, that's not because your toilet is old. That's your jets telling you they're choked. And that's exactly what we're about to fix. Where the problem actually comes from. The culprit is mineral scale. If you have hard water, and statistically most of you do, every single flush leaves behind a microscopic trace of calcium and lime. You can't see it happening, it's invisible, but over time, those minerals build up inside those tiny jets the exact same way that plaque builds up inside an artery, narrowing the opening and restricting flow. Think about other places in your home where you can see this problem clearly. Spots on your drinking glasses that won't wipe off no matter how hard you try. A crusty white ring around the faucet aerator. A shower head that sprays sideways because half the little holes are plugged. It's the same mineral doing the same damage in different places. Your shower head clogs where you can see it. Your toilet jets clog where you can't, which is why you never think to clean them. Over months and years, that mineral builds up methodically. An opening that started out the size of a pencil lead narrows down to a pinhole. Some rim jets close off completely, so half your bowl isn't even receiving water anymore. When those jets choke down, your flush loses its power. Less water gets through. What does get through moves slower. The siphon that used to grab everything and pull it clean barely gets started now. You've got a weak flush. And here's the cascade effect that creates your recurring problem. A weak flush doesn't fully clear the bowl. A little bit of paper and residue hangs back in the trap every single time. The next time you flush, that leftover material snags the new load. Suddenly you've got a partial clog. That's your recurring problem. It was never some mysterious blockage buried deep in your pipes. It was your toilet slowly strangling its own flushing power because no one ever thought to clean the one part you can't see without looking. Plumbers who work on toilets every single day know this. They understand it completely. One plumber quoted in a national repair cost guide said that calcium buildup clogging the inlets to the bowl is one of the classic causes of a weak flush. It shows up most frequently on toilets that are more than 15 years old. 15 years. If your house has been here longer than that and you've never touched those jets, they're almost certainly crusted up right now. Think about that. 15 years of mineral deposits. How to fix it for free. The first step is to actually see what you're dealing with. Grab a small mirror, something you'd use to check your teeth or the back of your head, and grab a flashlight. Hold that mirror up under the rim and shine the light so you can look at those rim jets. On a healthy toilet, they're open little slots. On a clogged one, you'll see white or rusty, crusty buildup. Some of them look sealed shut, like someone closed them with caulk. Now you know the crust is your problem, and that crust is free to remove. Step 2 is where you ream them out. Take a short piece of stiff wire. A straightened paper clip works perfectly on the small ones. Or grab a thin Allen key, one of those little L-shaped hex wrenches, for the bigger jets. Work it gently into each opening and scrape the buildup loose. Don't go crazy. Don't force metal hard against the porcelain. You're breaking up the crust, not drilling into the bowl. Do every rim jet you can reach. Then do the siphon jet down at the bottom of the bowl. You'll feel it go from packed to open. That alone brings some toilets right back to life. Step 3 is where the real magic happens, and it costs about $2. White vinegar. Vinegar is a mild acid, and mineral scale is a base, so the vinegar actually dissolves it chemically. Here's the trick that most people miss. You've got to get the vinegar sitting inside the jets, not just splashing around in the bowl. Turn off the supply valve behind the toilet and flush to empty the tank. Then pour warm vinegar down the overflow tube, that open pipe sticking up in the middle of the tank. The vinegar runs through the same path the water takes through the rim and out the jets. Let it sit there overnight. Go to bed. In the morning, that scale is soft and much of it just rinses away. Step 4 is where you rinse and test. Flush it through and rinse the jets with hot tap water. I need you to lock in this safety point. Use hot tap water, not boiling. The internet loves telling you to dump boiling water in the bowl, and I'm telling you don't. Your toilet is vitrified ceramic, basically glass that's been fired hard. Glass hates fast temperature swings. Boiling water hitting cold porcelain can crack the bowl right down the side. The engineers who study this put the safe sealing around 140 degrees. Your hot tap runs right about there. Boiling is 212. Use hot tap and save yourself from turning a free fix into a brand new toilet purchase. One more safety point, and this one is serious. When you clean with vinegar, do not mix it with any bleach-based or acid-based toilet bowl cleaner. Not the tablets in the tank, not the blue gel, nothing. Vinegar is an acid, bleach is a base. When they meet, they release chlorine gas. That's the same thing they used as a weapon in World War I. It's poison. Poison control centers log thousands of these calls every year, mostly regular people cleaning a bathroom who had no idea this reaction could happen. In a small room with the door shut, it can put you on the floor. So vinegar by itself, rinse it clean, and never chase it with a bowl cleaner. Preventing it from happening again. Cleaning the jets fixes the immediate problem, but if you want to stop landing back here every few months, there are habits that keep that flush strong, and they cost you nothing but a little discipline. First is paper. A lot of recurring clogs are simply too much toilet paper going down at once. A good flush can move a reasonable amount. It can't move a softball. If your household tends to be generous with the roll, flush twice, once partway through and once at the end. It sounds wasteful. It's significantly cheaper than a service call. Second, and I will absolutely die on this hill, the so-called flushable wipes. They are not flushable. The label lies to you. Toilet paper is designed to fall apart in water within seconds. Those wipes are basically fabric. They do not break down. They go around the trap and snag on the smallest rough spot in your line and sit there like a net, catching everything that comes after. I have pulled ropes of these things out of drains that would turn your stomach. If it's a wipe, it goes in the trash every time. No exceptions. Subscribe if you're finding this useful, because there are dozens of these household problems that have solutions nobody talks about. Third, keep an eye on the tank because a weak flush sometimes starts there. Take the lid off and watch a flush. That rubber flap at the bottom, the flapper, is supposed to stay wide open until the tank empties, then drop and seal tight. If it's old and warped, it slams shut early. Your bowl only gets half the water it needs. Half the water means half the flush. A new flapper is about $10 or $15 and takes 5 minutes with no tools. While you're in there, Make sure the water in the tank fills up to the marked line and not 2 inches below it. Low water in the tank is low power in the bowl. It's a simple fix that most people don't know about. When the fix doesn't work, let's say you've cleaned the jets. You've got your habits squared away and the thing still clogs. Now, we're looking at something besides scale, and knowing what to check saves you from paying somebody to guess. The first thing to check is the vent. Every toilet drain connects to a vent stack, a pipe that runs up through your roof and lets air into the system. Sounds strange, but your flush needs that air. It's like poking a second hole in a juice box, so it pours smooth instead of gluggling. If that vent gets partly blocked by a bird's nest or leaves or debris, your flush goes sluggish and slow, and you'll hear it gurgle. There's a quick way to test the vent. Flush the toilet and listen at a nearby sink or tub drain. If you hear it gurgle or glug when the toilet flushes, that's the drain gasping for air it can't get. Air is getting sucked backward through the wrong opening. That's a vent that's not breathing right. Clearing a roof vent is a real job. I'm not sending you up a ladder for a few bucks. But knowing it's the vent means you're paying for the right fix, instead of another pointless snaking. Second is what I call a clog magnet. Sometimes something got partway down the line. A kid's toy, a chunk of a broken flapper, a wad of those wipes. It doesn't fully block the drain, so water still goes down, but it catches paper on every flush and builds a new clog on top of itself. A plunger won't grab it. What you want is a closet auger. That's a toilet-specific snake with a rubber sleeve so it won't scratch the bowl. About $25 to $30 at any hardware store. You crank it down, hook the object, and pull it back out. Owning one pays for itself the first time you use it. And then there's the one honest exception, where the free fixes won't save you. If your toilet is a first-generation low-flow from the mid-1990s, right after the low-flow rule came in, some of those were just poorly designed. Weak siphon from the factory, bad bowl design, never flushed right a day in their life. You can clean those jets spotless, and they'll still choke on a normal load. If you've done everything, and an old bargain basement toilet still can't clear itself, replacement is the real fix. A modern toilet, even a good one, moves way more with way less water than those old clunkers. 200 to 500 installed, and it's the last time you think about it. The bucket test. Here's the test I promised you at the beginning. This tells you which problem you've actually got, and it works whether you've cleaned your jets yet or not. Grab a bucket and fill it with about a gallon or two of water. Regular temperature, nothing hot, nothing fancy. Without touching the handle at all, pour it into the bowl in one steady dump, fast, straight down the middle. You're doing exactly what the tank is supposed to do. A big slug of water all at once, except you're doing it by hand with full force. Watch what happens. If that bucket pour clears the bowl strong, whooshes right down and gone, then your drain is wide open and clear. Your problem is upstream in the flush delivery. Weak tank, tired flapper, or those scaled up jets. Every bit of that is free to fix, and now you know exactly where to aim. But if you dump that whole bucket and the water still rises, still struggles, still barely crawls down, that's a completely different animal. That's a real obstruction sitting down in the trap or the drain line. No amount of jet cleaning touches that. That's a closet auger job or a call to a professional. The bucket doesn't lie. 10 seconds and you know which side of the fence you're standing on before you've spent a single dollar. A toilet that clogs over and over feels like a big, expensive problem. A whole lot of times, it's nothing more than a handful of crusted over holes and a flush that lost its power. Clean the jets. Respect what goes down there. Run the bucket test when you're not sure, and you'll fix for nothing what a whole lot of folks pay hundreds for. Go check your jets this week. Grab that mirror. Shine a light up under the rim. Look at what's been hiding up there, and I think you're going to be genuinely surprised. If this helped you out, drop a like and subscribe so you catch these solutions in your feed. Drop a comment and let me know if you've dealt with this before and how you fixed it. I'm always learning from what you all are dealing with out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm Mason, and I'll keep bringing you these fixes that keep money in your pocket instead of handing it to somebody in a van.